Let them. True believers, welcome.
Oh wait, I never hit live on the other thing. There's a lot of things to start on this.
That was such a good intro.
It really was.
We were doing so good,
Yeah.
and then what are you pulling Anthony out of nowhere?
Yeah,
Hit the
just-
fly button. True believers. My cord was in my way. Welcome to another episode of the Professional Casual Network presents. Wait, did I roll a wild? The Marvel Crisis Protocol vlog. I, of course, am the guy who sits in this chair. I'm Chuck, and I'm joined once again by the CEO, Editor-in-Chief, Supreme Ruler, and Reptilian Overlord of the Professional Casual Network, and the guy who has a computer, and arguably one of the happiest dudes in the room currently.
Which is saying something.
All right.
Are you not excited about Magic?
I am so stoked.
Tim is here.
An edition of Magic to come out later that's better and actually good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, but okay. And, of course, the whole reason why you're here, the majestic one herself, who I honestly probably feel the worst for out of this whole entire weekend, because she's married now to the saddest boy in the room.
Yeah.
Well, he's not here. He's actually upstairs
Womp womp.
because he did not get Iceman.
He's just been
Again.
staring
Yeah.
at the freezer with it open, wasting energy, wasting food for a week now.
My
Yep.
Ben and Jerry's melted. I was like, what the heck,
Yeah.
dude?
That's a 609 pint, baby. It's crazy. Danny, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Look,
Thanks for having me.
we have an obscene amount of stuff to go over.
An obscene amount.
An obscene amount. Let's just get right into it. Did we even have a game over at twitch.tv/Professional Casual Network?
We did, actually. Dan and I played the new Empirical.
Yes.
The first mission from it, from Ministravaganza.
Yep.
I played a team consisting of
I don't know, man.
a bunch of characters.
Sure.
Dan actually also played a character-based
Dan played
team.
Avengers, right?
He did a.
Oh, yes, he played all new, all different Avengers, and I played X-Men Blue. Danny, thankfully, was in the chat the whole time, and so she was locked in.
yeah.
what we
I was
played.
there participating.
So you ran X-Men Blue. You
I
had
did.
Cyclops.
Cyclops, Jean Grey,
Okay.
Domino, Deadpool, and Hydra Bob.
Okay.
Dan ran all new, all different Avengers with Sam Wilson,
Iron Man.
War Machine, Vision, and Ultron.
Yeah, he did like an all tech list.
Yeah, yep, all metal Sam Spam.
Yep. Yep. How'd that game go?
It actually went pretty well.
Okay, because he did at one point yell at the chat to help him more. I was there for that part.
Yeah.
And then we did, and he ignored us.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, most important thing, if maybe you're new to the show, maybe you are just getting into Marvel Crisis Protocol because this weekend blew your mind, all that jazz, and you're thinking to yourself, hey, you know what I would love? Some casual content. I'm gonna go check out this Wait Did I Roll Wild.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna give me any great tips. Here's a good one. Know what your character does.
Yep.
Yeah. Sam Wilson can trigger his own ability if he is KO'd.
Yeah.
And we all yelled that a bunch at Dan, and Dan didn't read it.
Here's the good news.
He did like my joke, though, so I appreciate it.
It's not even that. So that was, towards the tail end. I did take out Sam Wilson, so we weren't aware that it would have his affiliation ability would have triggered off of his death. So Dan
Says it on
is
the
nothing if
card.
not consistent, and wanted to make sure because he had forgotten to use the affiliation ability every other instance it could have
Yeah.
worked. He wanted to maintain that, and I commend that.
Yeah. Playing on
because-
hard mode.
Because once you start a game and
Yep.
you choose to use a rule in a certain way, he makes sure that he uses it for the rest of the time. If he's wrong, he corrects himself and does it better in the future.
Sure. He very much, he goes into like insane mode right off the bat. He
Yeah.
never goes down to easy mode.
Yep.
Right.
He only ever plays on insane mode.
That everyone knows that about Dan. He doesn't
Yeah.
play on narrative.
No.
No.
Never.
And that's like the teacher thing too. Like you always start like way harder
Yeah.
than you need to, and then you back off as you go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's why, he doesn't, unfortunately, have a lot of time to be able to play video games during the year. But the only games he plays are Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2,
Yep.
Demon Souls, and on Extra Hard. He just
Doom.
craves
Yep.
challenge.
The struggle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because his life is such a cakewalk all the time away that he's like, I need a challenge somewhere.
Right.
You know?
That's fair.
That's why he married me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, super
You know?
fair.
Like,
Yeah.
I need a challenge.
Did she get 8 hours of sleep? We're probably good. Did she get 8 hours and 15 minutes of sleep? I'm probably gonna die today. Like,
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
so, yeah.
That's cool. How are you enjoying the Empirical so far?
I think it's super rad.
Still would like to have those mystics out before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel that would have been a big part of it. And I do feel a little underwhelmed by the diversity or the variety of the different powers that you can choose, because they're pretty much the same thing on both sides, just flipped.
Okay.
Because one is like, you can use your physical defense anytime, you get attacked, and it doesn't target your physical defense. And then the other one's like, you can do what that guy does, but with Mystic instead.
Oh, okay.
So it was a little uninspired, but we have 2 more weeks of that coming up, so it might get a little bit more variety.
So this Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/Professional Casual Network, it will be...
The second mission. It has a name. It also has things that you can interact with, maybe even secure.
Right, I meant like just who's going to be there that week.
I don't know.
All right, cool. That makes sense.
I'll be there.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. It'll be you
I'll
and
probably do it.
you in a wig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old wig mirror match.
Yep.
As they say.
Should be good. Should be tasty.
He loves it too. He's like, yeah.
Listen,
In a wig.
I'm that guy. I'm like,
Yep.
I'd play me.
Right.
I'd play me so hard. Any idea, if you were there, Danny, what you might be looking to play this week?
I
Gonna
have
go
no
themed
idea.
list?
I don't know. Dan's got all these themed lists in his head, like the Tech Boys, and then the one that I can't tell you the name of because I feel like it's
Oh, yep. Yeah.
the one that's color themed.
We'll tell you off air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You were there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
If
All right.
anybody in chat has anything that they want me to play, let me know. Just not Asgard or A-Force.
I know that you're kind of trying to make your way through a bunch of the affiliations that you haven't
Yes.
played.
Yes.
What could be potentially on the docket for ones that you haven't tried out?
X-Men came to mind, but I know you just
Okay.
played X-Men last
But
week.
there are 2 different ones.
Yeah.
So we haven't
True.
seen X-Men Gold on the channel actually in
In a
a
while, since-
long time.
I think since they were released.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you guys like double piggybacked it for a while and then everybody got immediately burned out on X-Men. So
Yeah, I don't think I've played Gold specifically because I was like, Cyclops is the one everyone hates, and Cyclops is my favorite. I'll only play the Cyclops one.
no, when you and I went up against
did I
each
play
other and I played Web Warriors, you were running because you put Sabretooth on gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of people in chat want me to play Spider Foes. So
Spider
maybe them.
Spider Foes is so hot right now.
Yep.
And then
They're so hot right now.
so hot right now, like a piano key necktie.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are.
Spider Foes.
You might dig them.
Yeah. So
Especially-
maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
Especially Mysterio. He is so just stupid fun to play.
Yeah.
Bounces around. He's super fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Always work a Bucky in there while you're at it too. Could be fun.
You know I love me a Bucky in there.
All right.
Tactical Bucky.
A tactical
Yeah.
Bucky. Yeah. All right. We have an obscene amount of info to go over. I
we
am
do.
burnt out already.
Yeah.
What a heck of a weekend.
Wow.
A
Yep.
fun-filled weekend that we had. You know?
Yes. Yep.
So much to talk about. Let's get right into it. Where do you want to start, Captain?
Personally, with Magic or Rogue.
Yep.
Or just going over all the confirmed releases that we have. We can blow through those bad boys real quick.
Let's do
actually.
that. Let's go over everything that model-wise that was shown.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they did Colossus, Gambit, Rogue, Magic, Juggernaut.
Yep.
That's it, right?
Yeah. I mean, of what we haven't covered.
Oh, right. Yeah. So last week we covered Hulkman, Iron Buster, as well as
It's really funny.
Miss Marvel.
It's my new favorite joke.
Right?
If you can't laugh at yourself, you know?
Right?
I see. That's the thing is, Dan and my reactions at least were very genuine. I adore that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love it. Like personally, like
Yeah. Oh, we're getting it on a T-shirt for
And
sure.
I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
understand I was like, yeah, Hulkman, Iron Buster.
Yeah.
Like it rolls off the tongue.
My
so like,
genuine
it sounds good.
My genuine reaction of didn't even realize I did it was very real.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did not realize
Yeah.
I did it.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh.
I just love the idea too of a Hulk, of the Hulk in the Hulkbuster armor, like rolling up the giant metal, super expensive sleeve, like it was a long sleeve T-shirt as he like gets down to business. Like, I love that image in my head.
That's fair. All right, so let's just deep dive into some stuff real quick. Let's get some tactics cards out of the way that don't have to do with any of the characters coming out.
Okay.
Fastball special. Let's right off the bat. Let's go hot in here. Fastball special.
Overpowered.
Completely overpowered. Let's talk about it immediately. Unaffiliated active. If Colossus is within range 2 of an allied Wolverine, both characters may spend 1 power.
Yeah.
That is it. Throw an allied Wolverine medium. Allied Wolverine does not suffer collision damage during the throw. Enemy characters, when he collides, roll 2 fewer dodge dice and suffer a bleed condition.
Yeah.
I'm so glad this is just a tactics cards because you're just going to get to do it once.
Right.
This is absurd.
This is absurd.
Yep.
I am so ecstatic for this. And
Yes.
yet I'm just like, you know what would have probably made it safe for me? If they just limited it to X-Men. But it's unaffiliated, so if you wanted to run these two anywhere else,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
That's fair.
I don't know. I don't know if that would have really balanced it out, but I just love the idea that no matter what, as long as these two are within range 2 of each other, you can huck a Wolfie across the mat.
Yeah.
And then
Now, granted, that would have been maybe a little specific if they limited it to just an X-Men team. It's already a commitment to run both Colossus and Wolverine.
Yeah.
They're both 4s.
Ugh.
If you're rolling them not on an X-Men team,
I don't know.
I mean, you're
Defenders?
You're committing hard to that.
Well, if you play Defenders, you're already
yeah,
already
that's one of
filling
them,
in.
I guess, but still.
And we don't know where Colossus is even going to fall. You know what I mean? They're both on X-Force.
They are both on X.
So right there, I mean, movement shenanigans for an X-Force team is something I love
something
to see.
needed, something
Yeah.
they really needed to pick up
Yep,
on.
100%. But what I loved about this is I immediately started like thinking about this card more and more and more and more when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I can't fall asleep.
Yeah. As you do.
Yeah, is that if this is Wolverine's activation, you can fastball special him up and then activate Weapon X and just ping pong him around.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love the idea of Wolverine just jumping on nerds and stabbing everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
It's very
And then
Wolverine.
gets to like essentially could potentially do 2 Berserker barrages
Yeah.
depending on the power. And if he's flipped, if he's on his injured side, there's no reason why you shouldn't do this because he has no other thing to do. He can't hold an objective.
That's
Yep.
very true.
I absolutely love this. I think we're gonna see the first like restricted specific card because this is going to get broken.
I don't think that they will ever restrict cards that are this niche, limited to only 2 specific characters doing specific things.
So I would say yes, but I would also argue that they're doing a really good job of trying to shift metas on and off. And if Colossus Wolverine on pretty much an X-Men team or an X-Force team all the time
Yeah.
is happening, I could definitely see them restricting. I don't think banning this card. I don't think that'll ever.
No.
But I could definitely see them packing this onto a restriction
Yeah.
if it gets too out of hand. So TTS, if you're listening, don't. Okay.
Here's the thing, and I feel that this is woefully overlooked.
Yeah.
It should not have been limited to just Colossus doing this. There is another person who is very, not regularly used, but well appreciated here at Wait Did I Roll a Wild, that has given this fastball special, who also may have commented on how tight Wolverine's little butt cheeks were when she did it. She-Hulk should have been included as someone that could have been able to use this card.
I would love that so much.
Okay.
So that's all I had there.
That's all you had there?
Yep.
And he
Okay.
does have some tight little butt
He
cheeks.
does.
He
have a
does.
tight little butt
He
cheek.
does, yeah.
Ooh.
He might only be 5'2", but he is a tight 5'2".
Only part of him that's not covered in hair too. Super surprising.
Yep.
I love this card. I think it's an auto take. If you're running Colossus and Wolverine in
Yes.
the same list, I know you are hard sometimes on cards that are specific to 2 characters,
Yeah.
or 1 character. But I see you using this all the time.
Yeah, it's a really good card. The 2 fewer dodge dice is so good, and that's honestly the part of this that really pushes it over the edge for me. The bleed is like, for the most part, I don't care. Because when you're throwing something at someone, you're trying to daze them that round. To me personally, at least, especially when you're trying to remove some of their defense dice. So I think the price is okay because it's 2 specific characters. That's not what does it for me. Neither is throwing Wolverine medium because he is a tiny little boy. But those fewer dodge dice.
Yeah. That's
gnarly.
huge. That could potentially be huge.
Yeah.
Especially against like a Modoc or a Vision who may only be rolling 2 anyway. Now, granted, as we've recently found out, you always roll a minimum of 1
Correct.
die.
Okay.
So I guess maybe that's not the person to use it against.
But I mean, if you need to take down any of these new Mystic characters coming out,
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
because he counts as a size 3
when he's chucked.
because of his antimanium skeleton.
Yeah.
So that's 4. That's 4 damage potentially going through, and you only get 1 die to block it.
Yeah.
Gnarly. That is going to be a swift kick.
Mitch says that She-Hulk does not need anything else. That this is Colossus's thing,
Yeah.
and
Let him shine.
that's fair.
He's already
Get it?
shining.
Let him shine.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Man.
All right, let's talk about the cuck himself. The guy. I will go on record right now. I am not a Gambit guy.
Yeah.
Mainly because he in the cartoon what was called Rogue Moshe.
Oh,
It used to
man.
bug me with that Cajun accent, and I
Talk
don't know
about
why.
everybody talks about Lola Bunny as like their like childhood sexual awakening.
Yeah.
It was Gambit for me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
First time I saw Professor X wheel himself into the room, I was like, "Yo,
Woohoo!
Old wheels, huh?
oh,
Yeah.
want to take him off a ramp."
All right. So we know Gambit's coming out. The model looks great.
Yeah.
I think it's. Yeah. I'm very happy for everybody who loves Gambit. Might actually convince people who just sit around behind a computer and tell us what to do. Might actually jump in and play. So who knows? Yeah. But unaffiliated, reactive during the power phase. Oh, this is called Charming Thief. Charming Thief.
Yeah.
During the power phase, Gambit may play this card. This round, when an enemy character within range 4 of Gambit uses a passive or active superpower, Gambit gains 1 power after the effect is resolved.
It's a soul gem.
Yeah, pretty much.
A 1-round soul gem.
Wow.
Kind of
For free.
dope. Yeah, for free because it doesn't cost them anything to do it. I like this idea. I think it's cool because they were explaining in the stream that it's like the idea is like over time he's just charging himself up so much.
Yeah.
So there's like a way for him to get more energy and things like that to make more stuff explode.
One of the coolest little tidbits to me about Gambit was always that I forget if it was some alternate universe thing or what it was, but they explained at one point that Gambit is an Omega level mutant.
Of course he is. Everybody is.
And he knew the limits of, or knew that he didn't have the limits to his power, so he went to Mr. Sinister and was like, "Hey, give me a real quick lobotomy quick, so I don't blow up the world by accident." And Sinister was like, "That tracks, yeah, sure, I can do that."
All right.
Because there's a universe where he did not do that and becomes like literally this god floating through space, blowing up planets by thinking about them by accident.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yep.
What a cuck. I mean, this is cool. We never got a Gambit card. The only thing that we know is he's threat 3. So
Oh, we do know that.
yeah,
Okay.
they had said that it was going to be too hard to talk about stuff without at least revealing some stuff about him. So Gambit's going to be a threat 3. We know that much.
Okay.
Friend and fan of the show, Mitch. Shut up. Or no, not Mitch. Scotty. My brain's just mush at this
Yeah.
point. Scamoody themselves over there was ecstatic. Lost his mind about Gambit. He's very excited. He wrote me paragraphs of what he hopes Gambit will be, and I'm excited for him.
Okay.
The cuck. Let's talk about some character cards, shall we?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's talk about... So, explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
What you don't like about Magic.
What I don't like about Magic
Yeah.
is that apparently I never opened her card on my computer. So I don't know what's there. So she is the Sorcerer Supreme of Limbo. She is an incredibly powerhouse character that I really, really felt like should have been more than a 3. And they instead made her a 3. And I feel that plays into something that we've mentioned very briefly here before, where I feel like they sometimes underpower the female characters. And I'm not a huge fan of that. Especially Omega level mutants. I don't feel is super good to do that with. But
Now, so I understand, but I think when you look at her stats, when you look at her kind of her abilities, I think she's hitting higher than her level. I think she's hitting in full range.
So yeah, and especially after we went back and read what Darkchild actually does instead of our initial reaction to it, which was like, "This is stupid. Why would you do that?"
No.
Oh!
Whoa. Your specific reaction.
Me and Dan, yes.
You specific. I called you guys a bunch of idiots because I was like, "What are you talking about? This is amazing!" And you're like, "No, don't see it. Stupid." I'm like, "Oh, all right." But let's talk about it. 3 threat.
Yeah, 3 threat, 5 health, medium movement, size 2, 3/3/4 for defenses. Her basic builder,
Which is, I think, tanky.
So it's not bad, especially with a lot of the mystics
range.
coming out. She's going to be
Yeah.
able to kind of.
I mean, Daredevil's only 3s across the board, and he's 4. You know what I mean?
Awful example. Very, very, very awful example. But okay. Her builder, where she gains only just 1 after the attack is resolved, is the Bolts of Ashtor, range 4, 4 strength, 0 power. It is energy. Soul Sword, actually very similar to Blade's builder, except without the energy component. Range 2, strength 5. After the attack is resolved, she gains power equal to the damage dealt, and Pierce and Wild.
I love Pierce on builders.
Right? So do I.
Yeah.
And she has 2 builders, which I am a little bit of a fan of. Her
Energy and Mystic. So you know, if you're if you're gonna be bringing a physical heavy team, she's gonna be great for that, especially with that bolt.
And then the big thing, her spender, Darkchild, range 3, strength 6, 4 power to use. And here's what I had certainly misread when we first saw this card, which was when calculating successes for this attack, this character adds the number of skull or failure results in both the attack and defense rolls to its total. I read that as, when I'm defending against this, if I roll skulls, they count as successes for me, not for her.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I was super underwhelmed by this.
Gotcha.
Granted, having that been corrected, all right, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's super rad. The biggest takeaway from this is, I really wish we could come up with some system, and I'm surprised nobody's referenced it or told us yet, of a way to like maybe make sure that when we go to roll dice, we're saving the dice so we know of the results.
Yeah.
Because, you know, especially when we play over at twitch.tv/professional casual network, we're throwing dice into that, into there. We kind of just grab them up, swoop them up, nothing.
Even if you just put them to the side.
Yeah, I wish somebody had come up with that idea.
Justine brought it up.
I'm pretty sure Justine brought it up.
I think it was too. Yeah, I feel like it was Justine.
She has the best ideas.
She does.
Yeah. Because, like, I had the idea of, like, why don't we get an extra camera and we'll get an extra roll box and we can put it on screen like that.
Yeah.
And Tim said he'll quit before that happens.
I did.
Which was a
Wow.
Yep.
totally fair. I actually support that. I'm here for it. And then a thought popped into my head, and I really wish I could remember who suggested it, of just taking the dice out and just setting them there and remembering where they were.
Yeah, it was Justine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Darkchild also adds the Bleed and Incinerate special conditions. I think that's super worth the 4. I would have been happier if that was maybe 2 power to use. Puts it more in line with a lot of the other spenders that are only strength 6. I think the failure part on the skulls, adding it to successes for both you and on the defense is cool.
I think it's overvalued.
Yeah.
I mean, until you're Domino.
And until you're somebody that rolls 7 single dice throughout a match, where the only bad thing to roll is a failure, and 5 out of the 7 times you roll that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
But you get Bleed and Incinerate?
Yeah.
Auto.
Like, that's pretty gnarly.
Yep.
And I think we're undervaluing the fact that's range 3.
Yeah.
It's also stupid good.
So like I said, I misjudged this one initially. I have
did.
come around to it.
Okay.
I can admit when I was joking. So
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny guy over here.
He's so funny. And, like, he just tells you that it's a joke on air. So, like, people know.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have an idea. Right. That's a good call.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So she also has an active Limbo Step at cost X. She can spend 1 to 3 power to use this, and then she can place this character only, no other character. She can only teleport herself, which is odd, up to X, where X is the amount of power that is spent.
Well, they explained why later on.
Did they?
Yeah, they released a tactics card that lets her teleport another person.
Oh, okay. Now, I guess especially if this is early in her career, Danny, myself, Dan, and Taylor here at the network did do a run on the Space Between where we talked about the New Mutants comics.
Yeah.
And it was like a regular thing where Magik would use her big portals to like teleport her and someone else somewhere. And then they'd end up in like 1942 by accident.
Right.
So like, I get that. Okay.
The card is called Journey Through Limbo. It's unaffiliated active. During Magik's activation, she may spend 3 power to play this card. Choose another character within range 2 of Magik. Place that chosen character within range 3 of its current location. It does gain the Incinerate special condition afterwards.
Okay.
So, like, you can do it in a pinch if you need to, but
Yeah.
they're going to gain the Incinerate special condition.
To circle back around to Darkchild really quick, Mitch brought up a super good point in the chat, is in that Darkchild really kind of neutralizes both Scarlet Witch and Domino, who benefit from rolling those failures, adding them to her successes. So I hadn't thought about that at all. That's super rad. Though I don't know if Domino spends power to treat her skulls as crits, if that would negate that or not. But I don't know.
Well, it would depend. It would depend on how many she rolled versus how many you are exploding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, if she rolled...
I just mean if she spends to count that skull as a critical.
She counts it as a critical. It doesn't become a critical.
Okay.
So it still counts as a
So
skull.
only she would count it as a critical. Magik would not be counting it as a critical. Magik would still be counting it as a failure?
Magik would be counting it as a skull.
Right.
She would be counting it because it's during the calculating success of the attack happens after calculating defenses. You calculate your, and I could be totally wrong about this, but I believe it goes calculate your success of attacks, calculate your success of defenses.
Okay.
As the steps. So she would count it first, and then Domino would count hers.
Okay.
I believe is how it works.
And then the last thing is her innate Sorcerer Supreme of Limbo.
If not, I was kidding.
Right.
When this character is defending against a mystic attack, for each wild in the defense roll, it may change one of the attacker's crits, wilds, or hits to blank. This character then gains 1 power for each die changed this way.
That's cool.
I like that a lot.
Super dope. And the whole idea being that she's kind of the anti-Convocation. Or an anti-Mordo. Or an anti-Scarlet Witch. Or insert mystic character here.
Yeah, and most likely with the releases of these characters, they'll be coming out, I think they said Q2 of 2022. May have been Q1.
I thought it was Q1, but maybe.
But we'll get that big, fat, thick release of Mystic characters where Mystic is going to be running rampant and then she's going to be following right behind to crush that meta. So, like, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's going to see a ton of play.
Yeah.
We know she's in, and we'll get to the list, but she's in Convocation. She's on X-Men. I really like her. The model looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Looks super dope. She's jumping out of a portal.
The sculpt is absolutely incredible.
I think this is going to be a really fun 3 character to bounce around in there, especially when you have all these mystics out.
Yeah.
Was there another card?
There was another card. The old Rouge herself.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if she had another tactics card. Let's
gotcha.
talk about Rogue. So over Saturday morning, I did a live stream over on our Twitch because it was the only thing I could access to live stream on.
Yeah.
So shout out to the 2 people who were watching. I don't know who you were. You were cool though. But Saturday morning, I did a live stream of just like general reaction, just losing my mind about this Rogue card because it is so perfect.
Yes.
It is so Rogue. I absolutely love it. Let's talk about it.
I really like this character. I think they did a very good job with her. And simply because both you and I would probably be too giddy reading this, I think that we need Danny's cool, calm, and collective composure
All right.
to come in and read this card for us.
I just want to say I feel similarly to her how I feel about Gambit. So,
Yeah.
Okay,
right?
fair.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Rogue. She was my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So, So she's real cute. Like her a lot. All right. So she is 4 threat, 6 health, medium movement, size 2, 4/3/3 for defenses. Her builder is a physical attack, absorbing strike, range 2, strength 5. Before choosing a target, this character chooses whether this attack type is physical or energy. And after this attack is resolved, this character gains power equal to the damage dealt. On a wild, she gets sap. So that's pretty freaking great.
Just her being able to
Yes.
choose between energy and physical for that is
Absolutely.
really
That's
stellar out of
absolutely
a builder.
awesome.
Where it also saps.
Really,
Well,
really.
more importantly, saps and she gains
Yeah.
energy.
Yep.
Like you don't
Yep.
see that usually.
The old double dipper.
Right.
Yep.
You rarely do you see a double dipper.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about
Yeah,
this.
so
Well,
that's
especially
really
during
awesome.
COVID, double dipping just kind of really
Right, like,
kind
we
of
just don't
passed
do
that.
that
Yeah.
anymore, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I will not share my popcorn with anybody anymore. I no longer have to worry about ruining dates because of my buttery core rule.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, don't double dip the chip. And I love that it's so like in character, like you guys were saying, like this card and the way that she's developed, like, yes, she's going to suck the energy out of you. That's what she does.
Yeah.
That's what she does.
Yeah.
Come on, man. And then her spender is Southern Hospitality, costs 3, range 2, strength 7. If the target character is size 4 or less after this attack is resolved, it may be thrown small.
An automatic throw that's size 4 or less.
Yeah.
It's
Love
cheaper
your
than most
throws.
people's regular throws, too.
Yeah.
She
Or
is
the same
going to
cost.
throw so many black dwarfs into so many Doc Ocks. It is
Yeah.
absurd.
Yep.
Yep.
Old Kingpin himself is about to get yeeted. Dormammu?
Size 5.
Oh, he's size 5. Okay, that's right.
Ah.
I forgot. He is size 5. But Kingpin getting yeeted
lot.
at least somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that it's in there. Strength 7 is brutal.
Yeah.
Being able to throw She-Hulk. I
Or
mean,
regular Hulk,
sure.
Yeah.
especially now that he's actually going to be played again.
Absolutely
Right?
terrifying.
He's going to
Yeah.
be on the table, just
Yeah.
chucking these size 4 or less. That's very exciting. All right, so then other stuff, she's got a charge for 2,
Yeah.
which,
Solid.
yeah.
Really unneeded here. Just more. She is. She's so good.
Yep.
She's so good.
Oh, you guys are so cute when you're so excited.
Well, just like, but it makes sense, right? Because what was she always doing? Flying in and punching dorks in the face.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
chucking stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, she was like fearless. Don't make her take those gloves off.
Literally.
Right.
Ooh, baby. She's also got Marvelous Strength for 3 power. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size 4 or less within 2 and throw it medium. Yep. So more chucking stuff.
So many throws.
And a throw a medium. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Like her attack is only a short and it's a character, but this is a terrain and it's medium.
Yep.
Yep.
Brutal.
Yeah. Same size too. So that's pretty awesome. She's got Mutant Absorption for 2. Choose an enemy character within 2 of this character. Roll 5 dice. The chosen character loses power equal to the number of crits, wilds, and hit results. If the chosen character would lose more power than it has, it suffers 1 damage for each power it could not lose. The chosen character does not gain power for damage suffered in this way.
Absolutely. There is no
That's
reason
so
why this should
cool.
only cost 2.
Correct.
That's wild.
This is
Yep.
absurd.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely absurd. Or like roll less dice. 5 dice is a good amount.
It is. Especially with a 50% hit chance here, because unlike a lot of the counters and things like that, or the booby traps, where you're only fishing for crits or wilds, this includes hits too,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
gives it a fat 50% chance here. Now, granted, a lot of the time, you really want to be using this first, because you want damage to go through. So you're not chucking stuff into them. If you have to charge to get up there, you could potentially be giving them some power that you have to weed through first.
Right.
So I think seeing the skill plays with mutant absorption and when that gets used and making sure you use it before you do other things will be a nice skill curve to this character.
Well, yeah. So I think there's going to be a bigger debate of when you should or shouldn't use it, because if you have characters that can maybe vibranium shield or something that will make their defense rolling better that they have to spend energy for, hitting them with this before you attack them so you can potentially stop them from being able to use their superpower, I think is super smart. Like maybe you just don't need to even get the damage through. Maybe you just need to drain the energy off.
Yep.
Yes.
But they did not handicap it, but they did limit it a little bit in that she does not get the power that is absorbed,
Right.
which was smart
Right.
because then I think it would have been way too broken.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the big thing about the damage is that they don't gain any power for it.
Right.
Not
Right.
only are you draining their veins, but you're making sure nothing goes back in, too.
Right.
It's kind of stellar.
Super great.
Yeah.
You donate blood, she's not going to give you orange juice and a cookie.
Right.
Not happening.
Pass out on the floor, and then cute boys in high school point and laugh at you. You suck it up and move on. Anyway, she's also got her innate Kree mutant physiology. When this character would suffer damage from an enemy effect, reduce the amount suffered by 1 to a minimum of 1. And she's got flight, and she's immune to poison.
Broken.
Yep, and to backtrack and to comment on some things that are happening in chat, I do not think that this is one of the underpowered female characters. She is only a 4, and she has immunity to poison. Straight bullshit. This character is overtuned as hell.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
But she's really good. She is a really good character. She is going to be used a lot. She's going to be a constant threat. I'm super into it.
I hate her model. They got that dumb, stupid face. Like, come on, you can't have her, like, punching something or like looking. I
So
don't know.
somebody showed the artwork that it was based off of, which was like a comic cover of her doing like that goofy smile.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, the rendering looked a lot different, and some people are under the assumption it was just goofy the way they painted it and took the photo angle. So hopefully there's some fixing that you can do to it or paint it differently.
I feel like a lot of people, based on what I see online, a lot of people when they're painting models, which Tim and I do not have this problem, especially painting females' faces, they have a really hard time with it because all the features are so delicate and so fine. So it makes
And
sense.
often the face is just so much smaller on
Right,
the game because
yeah,
it's so slender. They
Yeah.
always bring
tiny.
that jaw in real tight.
Yep.
Their eyes are pointing in different directions. And it's all done.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I was actually more irritated with the whatever it is that's on her fist. Like she's supposed to be like punching through like a sentinel, I think, or something. And there's like something goofy on her fist.
Yeah, Dan's hoping that there's an alternate.
I hope that
hand.
there's an alternate hand or there's fingers under there and you can opt to put that on her because I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so I hadn't looked at her face before. Danny, you are 100% correct. That is a stupid face.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Wow.
I love everything. Like if I just cover up her little, even the hair's good. Hair's fine. Just cover up her little face.
Yeah.
Everything else is great.
I do hope that that's just the way that it's painted. That also makes it look like she's 90.
Right.
Like she looks like a scary old lady.
She looks like the Ditto version of
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
She looks like she wants to steal your puppies and make a coat out of it. Like, she looks exclusively super old and evil smirky. If they made a different character with that face and made her bald, Mitch would throw it in the trash.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Her face, I'm like, what, are we Cassandra Nova here? Just with
Yeah.
a wig?
I still think everything else about that model is fantastic. And it looks great. I really love the tactical explosion underneath. It actually makes sense for her.
Yeah.
I think it's just the way it was painted and the way that they shot it. That
Yeah.
face looks kind of goofy. That they kind of shot it straight at, not kind of down at her.
Right.
Everybody knows angles.
Angles. It's
Angles
all about
on a
the angles.
selfie.
Come
Come
on,
on.
bro.
Yes.
But that thing on her fist was just really bugging
Yeah.
me. So I hope it's fake.
Mitch did say that Schick said there is an alternate fist.
Good.
Mitch said it in the chat. So
Wonderful. Thank you, Mitch. Let's talk about her tactics cards because she got 2.
Super flavorful tactics card too,
Yeah.
with specific people where
love
there's very canonical interactions that have happened
love
before, which
stuff like this.
I love.
Yep. This reminds me very much of like one of Deadpool's cards where it
Yeah.
was specifically to different characters.
Yep.
So it's called Pardon Me Sugar. During Rogue's activation, she may play this card. Select one of the following effects. If Wolverine is within range 2 of Rogue gains healing factor 2. Wolverine suffers 1. If Cyclops is within range 2, Rogue may use the Optic Blast attack listed on the stat card once this activation. The thing to me is one of the moments in the 90s X-Men cartoon show that always stuck with me was they're fighting Magneto, there's this big flaming building, Cyclops gets like knocked out and Rogue is like trying to help him up, accidentally steals his power and can't control the Optic Blast coming out of her face. So I'm super into that. Absolutely love it. If Storm is there, she adds 2 dice to all attack rolls for her next attack action, this activation. If Deadpool is there, she can choose an enemy character within range 2 of herself, and then the chosen character loses 2 power. The power she steals from Deadpool is shit talking.
Yeah.
She can use the Merc with the mouth effectively for free.
Is that
and they
what's
just
happening
lose
here?
The power.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
So
That's
I was hoping that somebody would explain to me the significance of this, because I was just like, I mean, that seems super cool. I just don't get it.
So
Yeah.
Deadpool has the power, Merc with the mouth, I think it's called.
It's an enemy character.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Where he
That makes more
spends
sense.
3 to make a character lose 2 power. It's just that.
Okay.
I believe in Uncanny Avengers, there is a moment, because they were on the same team in that
Yeah.
particular comic, where she accidentally takes his powers, assuming that she's going to heal, and she just gets mad jokes. And then finally, if Magneto is the one that she chooses, she gains cover against all attacks targeting her for the entire round. In each one of these instances, the target character that she's stealing the powers from takes 1 damage.
Dang.
Super rad.
So my initial thought is I would just use this with Wolverine every time just to keep her alive. Healing
Yeah.
factor 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see me ever really doing. I mean, the Storm one's kind of dope. Getting like if you really need to take down a She-Hulk, you pop the Storm one.
Yeah.
Cyclops, I mean, Optic Blast isn't that great in comparison to all of these. I would say that's probably the weakest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree there, as much as I like Cyclops.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess I'll push on a wild. That's about all you get.
So that would be it. I'm out of range. I need to get someone off an objective. I'm going to use this tactics card, damage Cyclops, and hope to roll a wild.
Right.
Yeah.
When you could just throw the person potentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or spend 3 to just, absolutely obliterate half their team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bananas.
I do like the idea of the power economy though with Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. And you're taking away energy
Yeah.
from somebody. That's kind of neat. I don't
And
know,
it
man.
really kind of doubles down on that, too. Like, if you really need to sap someone's power, if someone's building up to be able to use some big thing, to be able to go up there, drain some off, and then if Deadpool just happens to have showed up, too, to be able to do that even further, to get, like, a guaranteed, I'm getting 2 more off for, I think, effectively free. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And especially because 2 of the target characters for that card both have healing factor,
Right.
the damage isn't, like,
Right.
that big of a deal.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm
cool.
here for it.
Yep.
Her other card is... I lost it. I got it. It's called Mind If I Cut In. Unaffiliated active rogue may play this card. This round, when an enemy character is choosing a target character for a non-area or non-beam attack, and rogue is in range and line of sight, an enemy character may pay 1. If they do not, the character must attack rogue.
This is not stellar.
It's a bodyguard.
Yeah,
It's a
But, like,
free
they
body.
have the
if they're
option of it,
unwilling to
though.
pay 1, like
Right,
just that
yeah.
you're wasting a tactics card to waste a single power of theirs effectively, or you force the taunt if they don't have it. It seems really neat. You know?
Okay, so here's the thing I'll say.
Okay.
Helios Cannon. Targeting a Wolverine that's about to die. They spend all of their energy to target that character.
Sure.
You play this card, and she survives. You play this, she becomes now the target. Let's say maybe you whiff her, something like that. She survives.
Yeah.
She's then within range 2 on her activation, gets to play, can I borrow that sugar? With Wolverine, then gets 2 health back.
Yeah. So when I think of Helios Cannon, I think
I had actually a much...
I'm going to target a Wolverine that's about to die. When I bring down a planet, it's going to be on, that guy that's just
You
whispering for
specifically,
life.
absolutely.
Oh,
you
yeah,
would.
it's a glory shot, for
I
sure.
only ever play you, Tim. This is exactly a tactic I would use against you. I also just remembered the order of operations and realized the original thing that I had planned doesn't work anymore. So I was trying to make it sound cool, but it wasn't. Thanks for pulling the curtain back on that.
Obviously, you were joking, and it just never works if you have to explain the joke,
Yeah.
I actually thought it was like, because the way I had thought of it was, oh, she could bodyguard with healing factor 2, then use exceptional healing to only ever take 1 point of damage. And then I realized, wait, order of operations, that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So
It's okay. It's got its purposes. I'm not. I'm barely whelmed.
I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
You are never going to play it because it only applies to Rogue. I have already in my brain, because I brought it up enough and it's canon now, that if it is a single character specific card, you rarely will ever take it unless I call you a bitch boy and then make you take it.
I do actually make a lot of the decisions right before game on which tactics cards and characters I'm going to play based on how much you've called me a little bitch boy.
That's fair.
Beforehand.
Yeah, that makes that
I've
tracks.
seen it. I've seen
It's
it.
true.
Yep.
That tracks. Also, Juggernaut model, humongous, same size as Black Dwarf.
Yeah.
Yep. That picture also popped up here. Let's talk about the other big thing that happened this weekend.
Yeah, something that we've joked about a lot on this particular show.
Right.
And that is...
Affiliation lists were updated. We got Dr. Voodoo on the Avengers.
Yep.
That's what I had open first. That's why we're talking about it. Too.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Dr. Voodoo on the Avengers. We got Baron Mordo on Cabal. Hood on Cabal,
Yeah.
which I think is, makes sense.
Fits.
Convocation.
No breathing.
We have Ancient One, Baron Mordo, Clea, Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, Dr. Voodoo, Magic, and Huang.
Oh. The
Added-
old Benedict Wong himself.
Yep. And then Crime Syndicate Hood was added, which is what you said you wanted. So there you go. You got that. Thank God you got at least one thing this weekend. You know what I mean? Over on Defenders, Ancient One. Apparently, Ancient One had led the Defenders at one point.
Yeah, it tracks.
Didn't know.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme. That kind of bugged me
Why?
because it doesn't make any sense. You can't play Defenders unless you have Doctor Strange, the normal version, because there's only one affiliation leader.
Wait a minute.
So they must be coming out with another Defenders affiliation leader at some point.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at all. Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know where they were going there. And Clea also got added. So, I mean, maybe this was the, oh my God, we're going to get another Defenders affiliation leader, and nobody picked up on that, would be my guess. Which, when you all go write that in the Facebook chat, Facebook group now, be sure to tag me, Charlie Shaw. I want my credit, Tim. You know?
Yeah, I get that.
And then finally, where's the other page? Oh, there it is. Sorry. We got Midnight Suns, Dr. Voodoo, and Wong was officially added, so the internet can calm the fuck down. And that was it. That was it. I thought there was more, but there wasn't.
Okay.
But Wong's on Midnight Suns that nobody's going to play now.
Yeah.
So,
Magic is only on the Convocation so far, though.
yeah, she's going to get added to X-Men.
Yeah. I hope she gets added to X-Force as well.
Was she on X-Force at any point?
Yeah. Yep,
okay.
absolutely. And X-Force doesn't have enough movement shenanigans, so she would really kind of fit in well there.
Makes sense.
Be able
Totally.
to give them something they don't have anything of.
Yep.
So,
All right, let's talk about the thing that the internet says is broken or whatever. Humongous updates to the core rules. Humongous updates to core box characters and first wave year one character changes. Let's talk about it.
so they're taking a look at the first 50, I believe they said, characters?
There's 50 characters that they're looking at.
Yeah. That's
A lot.
immense.
That's almost all the characters from the first year, I believe. We so far know. What do you think of the new layout design for the cards? They are sideways, like the transform characters are,
Yeah.
which I actually don't mind. I'm not sold on the background with the purple, yellow, blue, but I don't know why. Maybe it's just that Carolina blue I'm not sold on. I don't know.
To me, for whatever reason, even though there is so much on that card, especially like for Hulk, for instance, I feel like there's less on there for some reason. Like
Right.
just the way the
Yes.
space is used, I'm like, where's the rest of it?
Right.
Which is not fair or valid at all, but that's
Right.
how I feel.
That's fair. They showed us Modoc, they showed us Shuri, they showed us Cap, Steve Rogers, and they showed us Hulk. The biggest takeaway out of these 4, Hulk is terrifying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Hulk's a,
He
Hulk's
got
a threat now.
he got completely brought up to match She-Hulk, to match the current wave of things, which makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of research this weekend for Elite Eight Showdown, where we're going to go over the best MCU, the best Marvel cinematic fight scene of all time. And there was a couple of Hulk fights in there, and I was just like, yeah. He's a beast. That's the whole point. He, he like destroys over 50% of the Ultron army by himself.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Hulk's actually terrifying.
Right, like Hulk's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we not? Why is no one afraid of this character in this game? So they brought him and made him absolutely terrifying now.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know how I feel about it.
Doubled his physical defense, added 1 to the energy defense. Actually let his builder build, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
His strike got brought into line where the
Yep.
She-Hulk's is, where it's strength 7, and he gains power now. That's super exciting.
Yeah.
They also gave him a reroll mechanic. Hulk, not puny banner. I almost said banter. But for 3 power, when this character is defending against a physical or energy attack, during the modified dice step of the attack, it may use the superpower. This character may reroll any number of its defense dice, including failures.
Which is makes sense, right? He's a very durable. He's always been a very durable character, but sometimes you kind of do want that damage to go through because you're gonna want those extra dice.
Right.
Because for every they did change this though. Add 1 die for to this character's attack roll for every 4 dice. It used to be 3
Yeah,
or
so
4
they-
damage. Sorry, instead of 3.
So they did nerf that a little bit. Thankfully, they did. I do feel they needed to counteract a little of what they did.
Right.
There for sure.
Yep. I think he's still great.
He's very viable now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be taken. I think a lot more.
Yep, that's exciting to see.
And who else? But he's still short movement.
Yeah. Once again, huge base, has a leap. That's fine.
She-Hulk on a smaller base than he is?
Yes.
Okay, that makes
Maybe? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, no, that's something about it. You might be right. Cap, we saw a little bit, just kind of brought him up to par with Sam on attacks and things like that.
Yeah, give him a little bit more strength on his shield throw, let it gain power for him, and then they increase the size of the characters that he can shield slam to size 3 as well, which honestly is very good.
Yeah, and needed.
Yep.
When do these adjustments take place? Are they like immediate or?
That's actually a really good question.
So what I believe they said was all these cards were going to be up on their site, of at least these 4 that you can. They're going to try. I thought they had said they're going to release them in waves, but they are coming out with printed published packs. So
Yeah.
we're going to get card packs of various characters throughout. I guess next year is the plan. I don't know if all 50 are going to be released by then. Who knows? But at least these 4, I believe they said, are up on their site, so you can print them off, so you can start using them. But I think like leagues and things like that, they're not going to use them until they won't become official for leagues until after those leagues are over.
Okay.
Is like
Okay.
the idea. I could
Imagine
be
being
joking.
mid-league and then all of a sudden regular Hulk is a contender.
That's a very GW thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shuri got nerfed a little bit, but I think it's all very valid.
Not a ton. Yeah,
Yeah.
her and Modoc, some of their biggest changes is actually just quantifying how the modified dice step works for some of their stuff. So for
Okay.
her with upgrades, it just details it more since the reroll changes that were announced earlier this year. So that's pretty solid. And they capped the amount of things that she can push with Panther Gauntlets. It used to be uncapped, just pushed, regardless of what was going on. Now it's size 3 or less. Barely a nerf, honestly, in my opinion.
Yep.
She can no longer push Hulk and She-Hulk. Oh, and Black Dwarf, who's always on the table.
Yeah.
And Kingpin.
And Kingpin.
Seems like that one's just an adjustment to make her more in line with other people who also have something similar, which makes sense.
Completely agree.
Yeah, and the fact that she can push most size 4 characters that had a movement of only short, you know what I mean? Like you're now making them waste a full action, like for something that was pretty much autoed. Like it's kind of ridiculous. So I think it was much needed because I think we would see her come back into style pretty heavy, especially
Yeah,
against
I mean, she's always been very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always really liked her.
Yep.
It's interesting in the chat. People are talking about the cards because you'll have to shift them sideways. Makes the text bigger. For me, I'm only frustrated because I just got used to how the other cards were.
Yeah.
And like being able to like navigate around a card, and now it's like, oh, here's something new that you also have to buy.
Yep.
Aha! All right.
Just for me, for real estate on the side of our board edge. It's
Right.
like, now I
Right.
need more space, wider.
Uh-huh.
Nuts. It actually made.
Actually, I think it'll still fit. If anything, it might be more beneficial to you because I know for like the side that I play on, the cards hang off the edge.
Yep.
Oh,
So the fact that I could turn it sideways actually might
okay.
be helpful. And then Modoc just pretty much brought up to the.
Yeah, brought up to the standard with the reroll mechanic. They also limited some of his powers and reactives to only be able to be used once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
So really, Modoc and Shuri, I really felt like it was more just wording changes, clarifications,
Yep.
quality of life, with some very minor changes as well.
Right.
Certainly not anything that's going to be game breaking.
And what's really smart about this is now people who are going to be getting in the game can get these rules in their hands instead of having to go hunt it down on a very
Yes.
filled, very saturated forum,
Mm-hmm.
or angering all the salt crusty veterans on the Facebook, being like, "Hey, is this a rule? Like, how does this work?" And they're like,
Right.
"That's why we got Google."
Right, you'll get banned out of the
Owned.
Marvel New England chat like quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Glad that group's popping off. They got a new Crisis coming out too. We saw the new Crisis card. We talk about that real quick.
Yeah, we can.
It's essentially the portals, the time or space from the Infinity League, but better. Did you find it? Good.
I did.
Yeah, you can read it.
Intrusions open across city as seals collapse.
I didn't know that first word. That's why I want him to read it.
The thing that I'm super excited about is we have not seen any Crisis Eye that have included water-based mammals.
Yeah.
So the fact that there will be seals and they will be collapsing is huge canonically.
Somebody's clubbing those baby seals.
Whoa! No, they're collapsing.
That's
It
why
is-
they're collapsing.
it-
Because they're getting
Oh,
clubbed.
they're alluding to the clubbing.
Yes.
Good on AMG.
Yeah.
Pretty smart.
Yep.
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 So you place 3 dark portals as targets of opportunity as indicated on map C, so I believe that'll be straight across the center. Players score 1 victory point for each dark portal they secure during the cleanup phase. You can interact with a dark portal, and this character drops all objective tokens it is holding, if any. Then they roll a die. If the result is anything but a blank or a failure, place this character within range 1 of another dark portal. Otherwise, your opponent places this character within 1 of another dark portal. After being placed, this character suffers 1 damage.
So this is what I wanted that the Infinity War thing to be. Consequences for your actions.
Heard you're a fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of consequences for your actions. I like that this is an option. I like that they built it. It's not just boom, teleport, you're done. That there's potentially bad things that can happen to you. Now my question is, that last sentence, after being placed, this character suffers 1 damage.
Yep,
Do
doesn't
they
matter if
suffer
you
it
place
all
it
the time?
or they
Okay.
place it. Yep.
That's what I was curious about. Is if you received that no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay. Neat. I also like that you can be punished, for rolling poorly. Something.
Yep, already hate it.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, it's only bad if I roll a skull. Well, crap. I'm
Yeah.
done.
I don't know.
So you have to secure it to get the points. Do you have to interact to secure it?
No.
Okay.
You just got to be sitting on that bad boy.
Yep.
Gotcha. But
Put
if
your
you
dark
wanna...
portal on that dark portal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah. Portal to portal, baby.
Yikes.
Just like the ending of Requiem for a Dream. Portal to portal.
All right. Good lord. I was trying to find what map C actually looked like, but I don't have it right over here with me.
I believe it's 3 across the center. If it's not, I was joking, and it's 3 down the center.
Sounds about right.
That tracks.
Yep.
Other big changes that we had this week.
So there were some other ones that we'll discuss fuller probably in a later episode. There were some pretty big changes to the roster creation
Yep.
with gems. as well as how you use them on your roster as a whole.
Yeah, there's changes to gems, how many tactics cards you're allowed to bring now.
How Crisis Eye are chosen.
Yep, which I'm actually super excited about. And we'll probably dive into that next week.
Yeah.
Anything else?
There was another tactics card released letting the Juggernaut throw stuff.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I believe the card is called something relevant to his name.
Like, I'm the Juggernaut little lady.
You're correct. Yeah. Once again, like Clubbing Seals alluded to it without actually saying it.
I didn't even see that one. Oh, it didn't get posted on our Discord.
Yeah, someone was slacking that day.
Yeah.
He was trying to get up a stream to discuss it as it was live, but didn't know how sound worked.
Dan said that happened last time when he tried to do it. They like have it blocked.
Yeah,
So you can't.
Which makes sense.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. Still stupid.
It is. I felt that way. Which, and I think there's something actually pretty big about that being a tactics card for Juggernaut. I think that means that he will not have a superpower throw on his card.
Right.
Or it'll be limited to not the same size and range that is on the tactics card.
I can see a situation where it may be built into... I wonder if it can target anything. Can he just throw anything?
Yeah.
So...
I think maybe it was only interactive terrain features, but I think he'll probably have a bunch of pushes. He'll have an attack. So my speculation here is that he will have an attack that is targeted like a beam. He places himself at the end of the beam at the end, and that's supposed to signify him charging down and blowing everything kind of to the sides. Maybe even destroying terrain in the path as well.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I was trying to look it up, but I'm signed out of Facebook. So my thought was maybe you activate it when he is attacked. So like somebody's attacking him and he gets to just throw them away on their activation.
Yeah.
But I don't know because I don't see the card.
It's just a regular old, I pay 3, I can throw something.
I like it better if you could throw somebody on your turn or on his opponent's turn,
I think that's
which would make sense. You know what I mean? Because like it is canon that he often will hit Charles. He'll hit you with Charles.
That's true.
Yeah. Yep.
So, which might be a spoiler here.
Right.
But when they do release Charles Xavier,
yes,
you will be able to play an additional Charles Xavier, even though they share the same alias, because the Juggernaut could hit you with Charles.
Right.
Even if you are Charles.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh,
exactly.
Talk about insult to injury.
Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. He is the Juggernaut.
So, around the table, what was your favorite thing that was revealed, released, or talked about at Ministravaganza?
Hulkbuster. I'm still jazzed about Hulkbuster overall.
Yeah. Who's that? I did see a drop for Hulkman Iron Buster.
Right. Yes. A Hulk busting Iron Man Buster Iron Man.
Yes. Okay.
Guy. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm excited for anything related to Hulk or Iron or Man or busting for sure. Yes.
Busting makes me feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a big fan. Big fan of it. Just shooting out the back. You know what I mean?
Right.
No matter what.
Yeah.
As long as I get to place that range too, baby. You know? I like Magic. Magic was a very nice surprise.
I was not expecting
I'm
that.
excited for Colossus. Like I was always like Colossus was my favorite in the arcade game, so I'm just mad I didn't get the card.
Yes.
But I thought that was really cool. Honestly, and weirdly excited. The new terrain feature that's coming out. That's the Sentinel.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's
like a convenience store, and then there's like a Sentinel cracked along it. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
we're definitely getting enough terrain features where we could really actually build a pretty legitimate city of just AMG terrain, and I think that's actually super cool.
Yeah. Smart on their end too.
Yep.
For sure.
What about you, Danny?
Similar to T4 in the chat, Rogue. I'm super stoked.
Yeah.
Like these are like my childhood dreams coming true. So, and Colossus. Dan makes the arcade game noise.
I was gonna say we will be doing that like all the time once that model comes out.
I am very excited that I am no longer part of oh yeah, the power phase.
Yeah, it's even better that you get to edit that and cut her down so you can hear us in slow motion. going,
Oh, I don't even.
and
I don't
Berserker
even.
Barrage.
Yeah, I don't even watch. I don't even edit. I just put it up. I don't even. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like nah. No, it's just gonna go up there.
I am not stoked for the things I thought I was going to be stoked on.
Okay.
I'm super happy Magic is coming out. I'm a lot more excited for Rogue.
Sure.
She seems absolutely terrifying and super fun. Same with Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
I am glad they released the things in the order that they did, because Hulkman Ironbuster would have seemed somewhat lackluster after getting like everyone's favorite X-Men.
Right.
I'm
Right.
glad they did it first, because very legitimately, I'm stoked for Hulkman Ironbuster.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be super cool. I'm really glad that he's a new affiliation leader. I think the affiliation ability for him is really good. Yeah, I'm super stoked for him. I am like jazzed to play a 6-threat character, which is not common.
That's bizarre.
That's not you at all.
Right? No.
You know you could play 3 2s for the same, right?
Yes.
Which is
yeah, I
normally
could.
what you do.
I was like, why would I take this 4 when I could play 2 2s?
Yeah.
Why would I take? It's
I
just
could.
so many
I could
twos
just
and
have
threes.
Toad on my team every time.
Right. Why am
can
I
say
paying 6 for
incinerate.
Magneto? He can't even interact with objectives from range 2 away. He doesn't even have Incinerate on a spender that he has to be within range 2 for.
Right.
And he's barely slippery.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very excited for all of it. I think next, and with things already getting leaked and possibly released of just how insane it all might be next year.
Yeah.
Where do they go? You know what I mean? Like if this is all Q1, what's Q2, Q3, and Q4 going to look like?
Yeah.
Q4, Fantastic Four. Q3, Great Lakes Avengers. Q2, everything that they announced this week, because it's going to get delayed.
Yeah. I was going to say between the delays, the
Yeah.
shipping delays, some barge is going to get stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
In the chat, both Dark Cow and John West said that, I guess in one of the streams, that they said Juggernaut has to move for his first action, which, all right,
Okay.
that tracks.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, under what circumstance would... Oh, he has to move for his first action every time.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of just like his first action has to be like...
If his first action has to be a move every activation, how disgusting are his attacks going to be?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
If he has
Like-
to be limited like
Like
that.
he
Yeah.
just constantly is running.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's going to be a slow move, though?
I would say probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
I assume he's going
Or
to have
short.
a fat base, so
Yeah. Oh, he is. He's on the same size as a Black Dwarf, so he's on the largest
Okay.
base.
yeah.
But
Maybe that'll be the trade-off, and maybe he will be medium, has to move.
ugh.
You know what I mean? If you're doing that.
My question becomes, does he have to move the full length of the movement?
Mm-hmm.
Because like otherwise you could just go boop.
Boop.
You know what I mean? Just like hardly move him.
Yeah.
And be like, well, I moved him. I hope it says he has to move the full length unless he makes contact. I hope it's makes contact and it counts as a pounce every time.
Oh, I did misread it. Dark Cow mentioned he doesn't have to move first. His attacks are just stronger if he moved first.
Oh, which
So
makes
there's, like,
sense.
So that
incentive, yeah.
was a good joke. I wish I had a rim shot thing that
That's fair. I have very much heard he is like a speeding locomotive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No, I think that's just about everything.
I'm exhausted.
Go team.
Mini extravaganza left me extravagated.
Yeah, you need to clean it up, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Coals are going to be real mad.
Yeah.
It dries out. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's easier when it's fresh.
That's accurate. Yeah.
Yep.
True believers, thank you for joining us. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
You can stop recording now.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I have so many buttons to press to stop this all now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Button to button.